So guys, here we are, the last part, which are the panels. What this A to Z is really an A to Z on the body of the chair. And the last thing I'm doing, I did the other panel. Usually it's the last thing you do, the two panels. You can see how beautiful that is. Let's see if we can get this one as beautiful. So we're going to start off with just a layer of Dacron. You can staple it if you want, if you're not sure about that it's going to stay on you. And then I have my panel mark, look you guys. So I'm going to put that down like so. I'm going to flip this over like this. And I'm going to try to show you this as much as possible. I'm going to bring this up to show you. So we're going to staple up the top. Usually I do this on the ground, but for you guys, I mean on the tabletop, but for you guys I'll do this. And I see some loose staples in there. Let's get rid of those. I'm going to pull it down slightly, and then I'm going to get a staple on the bottom like this. And then what I'm going to do, just to save, I'm going to trim this up a little bit because that's just going to get in my way, that extra. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come this side, and I'm going to start stapling. I'm folding it over, and now I'm going to put it down. I'm just giving it a slight pull. Remember, there's nothing holding on the other side. I'm going to take the opportunity to trim this. You don't want your fabric interfering with the prongs in the back of the panel. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull and pleat that side. I'm using a 1/4 inch staple right now, and I'm going to switch to the 3/8 when I put my piping on. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come this side. I'm going to go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this cut. I'm going to show you this. You have to make a cut almost right to that point, really close. Staple and staple. Okay? Now I'm ready to staple down this side. I'm going to give it a more of a pull because there's something holding on the other side now. And for all you people who watch my other videos, pin tacking, pin stapling is always a great tool. I'm doing this with the, first thing, right? First time with the gun. You can go a little slower. You're welcome to do that. Okay, now my pleat's up at the top. The idea of a pleat is you don't want to see the pleat on this side. You only want to see the pleat on the back. So you want to make sure your fabric is, you go to the middle staple, make sure there's an even amount of fabric on both sides. Staple, and then you can go back and staple your pleats down. And let's do the same thing over here. So far, so good. I'm going to take this now and trim this away from that prong. That could be a little tricky because there's a lot of fabric in there now. That's pretty good. Got an extra little something in there we want to knock down. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the 3/8 inch staple because the piping, when you think about it, you have 2 layers of fabric on the piping and a layer, and sometimes on the pleats you have to add a layer. There's like 4 layers of fabric you have to go through. So the 1/4 inch isn't gonna cut it. As a matter of fact, 1/4 inch gave out right there. So I'm going to go to the 3/8. I'm going to get my pleat that came out on me first. Make sure it doesn't come through, which it doesn't. Now guys, once you start here, this recesses right into the seat, so you don't have to finish the bottom of this, nor do you want to. So what you want to do is you want to start out like this. And then make your corner like this. Again, you might want to be working on the table rather than up like this. I'm trying to show you guys at the same time. So that's the perils of being a teacher on YouTube, right? And I'm going to pull this a little bit to the top. Get a staple here. And then try to staple it down all the way. I'm going to come around, almost will fall for you guys. It almost will just fall into place like that. Fabric likes to wrap around that way. Doesn't like to wrap around inside curves. If you guys have been upholstered, you know what I mean. And then it almost falls. Look how nice it falls without any cutting. It just falls nice in the crevice there. And it's a lot of that's the fabric too. The fabric is good that way. Not good in some ways, but that way it is. I'm going to take the end and just tuck that down like so. Okay, and we're ready to put it on. Let's bring it forward a little bit. Try to go off to the side here a little bit. So I want to match over here, so I have to go inside. There's no prongs on the very bottom. They're only at the top in here. They're not necessary at the very bottom, right guys? So I'm going to take a look at that just to see. I think it goes up just a smudge. And I'm lined up on the edge here, and I want to make sure my prongs lined up. Get that in there first. So I have a little divot there that I could take out. Hopefully I could take that out with my regulator. Let's just see if it goes down. There we go. I can actually get inside here. I want to show you something. So this is a wire edge seat. So I can open this up a little bit to get inside there. What I want to do is draw that down just to get that panel to look good. I'm going to draw that down with my regulator, and I'm going to get a staple in there which nobody ever sees. I'll show you that in a minute. That's much better. So then I take my fabric and move it over like so. Look at that, you guys. See that? See how nice transitions, there's beautiful transitions going on here. And if you feel like you need to get some more to secure this one, I don't think I need to, but sometimes you could take brads and run the brads through if you're going to do that. Brad is a very small-headed nail, right? A brad, make sure you don't use a nail. It's oil though. There's oil on any nail that comes out of a factory. There's some residue oil on it. So you want to run it through the fabric a couple of times to make sure that that residue doesn't stay, and then you can use it. But there you go, guys. We are done with our project. Okay, guys, so that concludes the A to Z. Now remember, this was an A to Z for the upholstered part of this chair. Cushions are a whole different story. So if you want to get the complete story, and you need more information, sometimes the YouTube videos that we present, even the A to Zs, don't tell the whole story. Go to the online classes at Upholstery on Broadway. Take a look at what we're offering, and I think that you may, if you want to just extend your knowledge a little bit more and learn a little bit more of the tricks, which oftentimes are left out in these A to Zs, I feel. So there it is, a lot of work. We're done, and we'll see you next time.